Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Arden and you are watching YA Book Princess. So recently I have acquired a new bullet journal and I have documented all the books in my Kindle collection. The ones that are crossed out in blue are the ones that I read, and the ones that are crossed out in purple are the ones that I unhauled or did not finish and unhauled. And something that has come completely out of the blue for me for February is the need to organize my Kindle library. This literally took me hours, but today I've taken the time to write down page numbers next to book titles that I own, and I've decided to read all the books under 50 pages or around 50 pages. So if it's 56, I am still gonna be reading it. I can DNF them if I want. I can unhaul them. I probably won't be talking a lot about the books that I'm reading. I will maybe give you a rating, but I'm not expecting this video to go in depth just because there are so many books that I will be reading today. We have quite an array of books. I am not going to be reading the ones that I have for my writing research because those are just the ones that I can go into when I'm writing a certain book. Now we have quite a large variety of books, but mostly it's just mythology and non-fiction. The first book that I will be reading today is Celtic Mythology, A Concise Guide to the Gods, Sagas and Beliefs by Hourly History. I did read another book by Hourly History called, I don't know, it was on the Black Death, and that book was one of my favorite books on the Black Death, and I read quite a few of them, to be honest. It has 45 pages. It should take me less than an hour to read, and I'll check in when I finish. So a quick update, I did manage to finish Celtic Mythology, and now I am just marking it in my bullet journal as read. I am also unhauling it because I don't think I will be reading it anytime soon. There are 9 columns. And the next book that I will be reading will be chosen by random number generator. And we got number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see. The first book is Twin Flames, 26 pages. Okay, let's read this one. I just finished reading Twin Flame, and like I said, I am not rating non-fiction books, so Celtic Mythology and Twin Flames are not being rated. I have to decide on my next read right now, so let's just check. Number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first book is Zoros. That is the book that I'm going to be reading. Right now it has 39 pages. It is a sci-fi alien romance written by Autumn Rain. Now this one is a non-fiction, so I'm going to be rating it. Okay, this one was just freaking weird. I am rating it 2 stars. Didn't like it. This entire world is constructed very nicely. I love the world building. I love that we get the 5th wave vibes. However, the romance aspect of it is so weird. The way the alien was sexualized and objectified, and the way our main character just is such a pervert. I don't like it. This is such a weird book. No. Definitely unhaul, but I did read 90%. I just couldn't stomach the last part, which was the alien sex. It's so ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but let's see what next book is that I'm going to be reading. Number 5. Okay, column number 5. One Heart, Many Gods, The Absolute Beginner's Guide to Devotional Polytheism. Okay, another book finished. I actually like this one, and I am keeping it. I'm not unhauling it because I am going to be rereading it and making notes in the future. I'm beginning to get a little tired, so I guess I'm going to be choosing one final book, and that book will be the shortest one out of all, I think. The book I decided to pick up is The Siren's Curse, a haunting and chilling short story. It is 14 pages long, and that is the last book for today because it is almost 10 p.m. Okay, day 2 of this crazy mess. Let's continue with my TBR. Yesterday, I think I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. Just for the record, I'm not doing this to fill up my Goodreads challenge. I don't really care, because at the end of the day, like I said, I can read 100 books, and if the quality of them is bad, if I don't like them, then I'd rather read a few good ones and not fulfill my Goodreads challenge. So that's not the point. The point of this video and the point of me reading all these short books is to clear out my Kindle library as much as I can. And with shorter books, I've decided to just start with them because they're the easiest. I mean, I'm not gonna try to read books with around 500 pages in one single video, because there are a lot of them, to be honest, and that would take me forever. Without further ado, let's just continue. I guess I'm gonna just choose this column. Let's see. The first short book in this column is Third Eye Awakening. Now again, I can choose to DNF it, I can choose to read it. About the Siren's Curse yesterday, I don't know, how much did I rate it? I think I rated it 3 stars. It is 14 pages long, I read it in 5 minutes. I would have liked this world to be a little bit more expanded, or at least get a little bit more out of it. It only had 14 pages. It was super short. Okay, so I read about 30% of it. So I started reading this book, and then I realized that I'm currently not in the mood to read it. I've had it for a few years now, and it's one of the first books on my Kindle that I got. So if I haven't read it by now, I probably won't read it. So I've decided to unhaul it. That brings me to, what am I reading next? Should I do something with fiction or non-fiction? Number 6. Number 6 is Meditations on the Goddess. I guess I'm gonna be... Oh, this is volume 4. It was also free, 19 pages. So I've realized that this is volume 4. I mean, I did read it in the title, but I thought it was kind of like a standalone, which I guess in a way it is. However, I don't have the patience. I don't. I'm gonna unhaul it. We're making progress. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I knew I was missing a book. I think Waking Up didn't download. My birds might start flying around because they are free to go. I mean, I don't mind them, honestly. Like, I don't mind their like chatter, their singing. I actually encourage them to sing during the day. However, when I'm filming, it's not the most fun. So again, random number generator. Book number 9, Norse mythology. This one has... This is gonna be my second book on Norse mythology. I read the one with Neil Gaiman. I have it in hard copy. It has 54 pages by Stefan Weaver. Quick update time, I did finish Norse mythology, and honestly I really enjoyed it. This book paired with the one written by Neil Gaiman gave me so much more knowledge, but it was also a nice book to read after Neil Gaiman's book because I had a foundation of the basics, and this just kind of reminded me of the things that I already knew, but also, you know, just gave me a little bit more knowledge. After so many books in this video that have been a fail, I finally found one that was, you know, fun to read. Book number 10. That is Reign of Morgana. Reign of Morgana is a standalone companion tale set in the Kingdom Cold universe. This is a novella set before the first book called Kingdom Cold. The second one is Kingdom Soul. The third one is Kingdom Untold. Oh, and the fourth one is Reign of Morgana. But it's a companion tale. Let's read, shall we? And maybe I'll buy... No, I'm on a book buying ban. Arden, life is so hard when you're on a book buying ban. I finished Reign of Morgana. This has some LGBTQ fantasy elements to it, and honestly, it's so badass. At first I was like, okay, this is told mainly in dialogue and storytelling. It's basically Merlin, who by the way is a girl in this series, is the sister of Morgana, and the two were raised together. She's telling the soldiers the story of how Morgana came to be, I guess, or what shaped Morgana into this like evil person that basically burns kingdoms. The ending is something I didn't expect, and I loved it. It was so much fun. I am rating it 4 stars, but I'm not continuing with the series because again, book buying fan. Kara can't fly. Kara, you have to let go. You have to let go in order to fly. And I would know, I flew a lot. Anyway, I am permanently deleting this because I did finish it. So yeah. What should I read next? I guess I'm going to be reading My Everything by Amber Oliver. This is the next book that I'm gonna be reading. I've decided to DNF this book. The reason why is because, first of all, this book is really short. It's supposed to be a romance, and when it's a short book, the romance usually gets kind of pushed in your face. And this time it wasn't the romance so much as sex, and there wasn't really, I mean, I expect at least a little bit of, you know, spark going on. So I DNF'd this book and I'm gonna unhaul it. And now let's continue with a different book. Let's just go with the first one, called The Day I Died. And this book is 41 pages long. It's been a minute. So I took a little bit of a break, hung out with my dog, hung out with my parrots, and now I am back to read a final book for today, probably. Possibly, we don't know. Ice Mermaid by MC Frank. It is a book in the Salt for Air series. Now, here's the thing. It's 38 pages long. Ice Mermaid is a fantasy story about a mermaid who witnesses the sinking of the Titanic. Oh, almost forgot to talk about the other book that I read, The Day I Died. I rated it, I think, 2 stars. Let me just check because I want to be accurate. Now, here's the thing. For the topics that it handled, I think it would have been more appropriate if it had more chapters, if it had been longer, so that things weren't brushed over and just briefly mentioned, because it does talk about suicide, it does talk about mental health, it does talk about abuse. Stuff that can't just be rushed. You have to be sensitive. Some parts of the story weren't really developed properly, and this book could have been done a lot better. So I finished Ice Mermaid, and this is a novella for Salt for Air. It is a prequel, and it has kind of like Greek mythology. The main character is a mermaid, is a nymph, is a siren. That's how she refers to herself. She's a princess, and her grandfather was actually Poseidon, but he wasn't a god, he was just a king. She one day returns, or you know, visits the human world and sees the Titanic sink, and she meets this guy Darius, and basically Darius, his friends, his family, they were all on the Titanic because they were traveling from Europe to America in order to get better lives for themselves, because Darius was black and his family, like, they were black, and basically they were not being treated fairly. So when they heard that, you know, America is this like great country, they bought a ticket, went there, and basically when the siren, or you know, mermaid, finds him, she thinks he is really attractive, and instead of letting him drown or like die of hypothermia, she brings him to her world, which is like this, you know, other world, the kingdom she calls it. And she explains that there's this war going on that the earth lost, but like this other parallel world, which is the kingdom, is actually going to fight it soon. It won't happen for several earth centuries. She's an oracle as well, and so basically yeah, it's just kind of insta-lovey, but the point is that the mermaid is unfeeling, I guess, and she doesn't really have emotions until she meets this guy. And yeah, it has an interesting ending, and I kind of want to read the rest of the series now, but again, book buying ban. Yeah, I rated it 4 stars. I also forgot to say that I am unhauling this because I read it and I no longer need it. All over the place today. Also, I'm 27 books ahead of schedule. I raised my Goodreads reading challenge from 55 books to 100, so I'm at 40 books today. I'm also unhauling The Day I Died, which is the last book that I read, which I rated 2 stars. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I am unhauling Mindfulness, which is the book that I was supposed to be reading today, and I'm unhauling Waking Up. Just, I'm not reading it. And then tomorrow I can read Self-Improvement for Career, The Plague at This Word, and the morning after I'm gonna leave the mythologies for some other time. I guess then we'll be done. I'm just not going to be reading any more mythologies for this video because I'm kind of not in the mood. But we've done good, you guys. We've read a lot of books. That's great. So wait, what did I say? Right now what I'm going to be reading is His Convenient Wife. I'm running out of battery, but this is my collection, my Kindle collection. The Purple ones are unhauls, the blue ones are the ones that I've been reading. The shorter ones you can just kind of like try and read and stick it out. I'm gonna be a lot stricter with the longer ones. Hi. Okay, so yesterday I left off after reading Ice Mermaid, and then I picked up His Convenient Wife. It was very short, it was really cute, but nothing extraordinary, I guess. I rated it 3 stars. It was like a romance, cute, short type of story. Didn't really feel the chemistry between the main characters. I rated 3 stars, and then, you know, this challenge was supposed to be done. Any of the books that I was supposed to read, I read, and the ones that I didn't feel like reading, I unhauled. I did unhaul a few books because I went through my Kindle collection and I ended up unhauling. I'm not really sure where I left off yesterday, but I did unhaul a few books, and I did unhaul Mindfulness, The Day I Died, Ice Mermaid, excuse me, The Morning After, Waking Up, His Convenient Wife, Plague at This French City that I can't pronounce, which I did actually start reading, but I wasn't into it, so I unhauled it. The Dawnwell Druids, Defects, Heaven Declares, and The Billionaire's Secret Heart, which, by the way, that last one I did finish, and I rated 2 stars. I read it in full yesterday, actually, and that book is 130 pages long, so technically it's not for this video, but I just wanted to kind of like keep you up to date with all the books, all the progress that I made with my Kindle collection. This month has been strangely revolving around my Kindle. I didn't really expect it, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm also on a weird romance kick, and I just want to read romance. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you read any of the books that I mentioned. I will definitely be doing another unhaul video in the future because I've unhauled, I think, about 30 books since filming that last one a few days ago. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!